Okay, this one's a little personal. I have been part of the corporate world for over 12 years now. Ever since I was a teenager, having a corporate job was the thing to aspire for. It would give you high status, financial stability, and a comfortable lifestyle. And it would also increase your chances of marrying a beautiful girl. At least this is how the Indian arranged marriage system works. So after slogging for 4 years in an engineering college and 2 years for an MBA degree, I finally landed my first corporate job. After working 12 years in the manufacturing, in consulting, and for one of the biggest investment banks, I can tell you that the teenage me was lied to by everyone around. In a recent interview, Narayan Murthy, the founder of IT consulting giant Infosys, said that the youngsters should work 70 hours a week. I mean, really? But this sort of thinking is ingrained in the corporate culture. Corporate jobs have been long considered a staple of modern life. However, corporate jobs are taking a significant toll on people's physical and mental health. The concept of corporate jobs and the modern corporation has a long and complex history that has evolved over centuries. The roots of corporate jobs can be traced back to ancient civilizations, where trade and craftsmanship were prevalent. Craftsmen and traders formed associations and guilds to protect their interests, set standards, and regulate commerce. These early organizations laid the foundation for more formal corporate structures. The development of joint stock companies in the late Middle Ages and the Renaissance periods marked a significant milestone. These companies allowed investors to purchase shares, spreading both risk and profit. The British East India Company, founded in 1600, is often considered one of the earliest examples of a joint stock company, with shareholders who received dividends based on their investments. The Industrial Revolution of the late 18th and the early 19th centuries brought about significant changes in the organization of work. Factory systems and mass production led to the rise of large-scale corporations. These corporations required a more hierarchical structure, leading to the creation of various job roles and positions within the organization. The 19th century saw the rapid expansion of the railroad and banking industries. This expansion necessitated the construction of more complex corporate structures and various departments, including finance, operations, and administration. The development of railroads and the banking sector also led to increased job opportunities. The late 19th and the early 20th centuries saw the rise of multinational corporations, particularly in sectors like oil, steel, and manufacturing. As these corporations expanded, they created a wide range of job opportunities across various functions. The latter half of the 20th century and the early 21st century have been marked by the information age and globalization. Advances in technology, telecommunication, and the internet have transformed the nature of corporate work. Today, corporate jobs exist in a wide range of industries, including technology, finance, healthcare, entertainment, and more. The types of positions available have expanded to encompass a diverse array of roles, from software developers to marketing specialists to data analysts. So now that we know a bit about the history of corporate jobs, let's dive into the main question of the video. Is your job secretly killing you? One of the most significant health risks associated with corporate jobs is the sedentary lifestyle they often entail. Employees spend long hours sitting at desks in meetings or commuting, leading to lack of physical activity. Prolonged sitting is linked to high risk of obesity, heart disease, and even early mortality. We humans are designed to be outdoors. You lock us indoors and our minds create havoc. We all have witnessed that during the COVID years. Corporate jobs are breeding grounds for chronic stress, and the pressure to perform can lead to stress-related health issues, such as anxiety and depression. The World Health Organization estimates that depression and anxiety cost the global economy $1 trillion each year in lost productivity. In pursuit of success, many corporate employees find themselves working long hours, often sacrificing their personal lives and leisure time. Extended working hours can disrupt the work-life balance, strain relationships, and increase the risk of burnout. In a survey by the American Psychological Association, 44% of working adults reported that job demands negatively affected their work-life balance. The demands of corporate job can lead to unhealthy eating habits. Quick processed meals and snacks become a convenient choice for many busy professionals, contributing to weight gain and poor nutrition. Jobs can also interfere with a good night's sleep. Late nights at the office, constant emails, and the pressure to be always available can disrupt sleep patterns and lead to insomnia. Working in a corporate environment can also lead to social isolation, as employees often find themselves confined to their cubicles or engrossed in work. Loneliness and a lack of social interaction can have adverse effects on mental health. Adding to this are the idiotic company policies. Corporate culture has affected people's dating lives as well. So how do we find someone to date Or how do we find a life partner? It's either through dating apps, approaching some random stranger at a cafe or a bar, or through social groups. We all know that dating apps suck, and not many people would ask someone out at a cafe. So the biggest and the most reliable way is through a social group, like school, college, a sports group, or a hobby group. People spend on an average 5 days a week, 8 hours a day in their workplace. The biggest proportion of their time is spent at their workplace, and it is obvious that people will develop feelings for each other. But the companies have placed numerous policies with regard to dating in office, which only makes it difficult for people to date. I would like to give an example of a dating policy at one of the biggest firms in the world. So let's say you like someone and you want to date that person. Before asking the person out, you need to inform the HR department that you like that person and that you are going to approach that person. Once you have the HR approval, you can go and ask the person out. If the response is yes, you have to inform the HR department that you will be romantically involved, and the HR department will tell you about the next steps. Even if the answer is no, you have to inform the HR department and your rejection will go on record. Clearly, the person who designed this ridiculous policy has no idea how dating works. To add to this, there is always this risk of being transferred to a different department or function. And lately, there has been a lot of misuse of the sexual harassment policy. So that's why the saying goes, never date in office or don't shit where you eat. For some, corporate jobs may not align with their passion or values, leading to job dissatisfaction and a sense of purposelessness. Over time, this can result in reduced motivation and overall life dissatisfaction. Having a sense of purpose in life is extremely important for humans. When that is lacking in the jobs, it can lead to a lot of mental health issues. According to Gallup's State of the Global Workspace report, only about 15% of employees worldwide are engaged in their jobs. A study by the Harvard Business Review found that workplace stress contributes to $190 billion in healthcare costs in the US. There's another issue within the corporate culture, and that is that of discrimination and harassment. Reports of workplace discrimination and harassment are concerning. According to the US Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, there were 67,448 charges of workplace discrimination in 2020. Employee satisfaction is often an indicator of corporate culture. A Glassdoor survey found that 49% of employees report that they would consider a job with lower pay if it meant working for a company with a better culture. Over time, companies have come up with policies which are totally unethical or harmful to employees. Here are some real-life examples. Some companies implement strict zero-tolerance attendance policies that penalize employees for being even a few minutes late or missing work regardless of the reason. These policies can be punitive and do not account for unforeseen circumstances or personal emergencies. Non-compete agreements are common nowadays that restrict employees from working for competing companies after leaving the current employer. Some companies have strict and arbitrary dress codes that require employees to wear uniforms or adhere to specific grooming standards, which can be seen as unnecessarily controlling and restrictive. Then there are companies that require employees to work long hours of mandatory overtime, particularly without proper compensation or adequate notice. Some companies discourage or prohibit employees from discussing their salaries with colleagues. These policies perpetuate wage disparities and make it difficult for employees to advocate for fair compensation. Companies enforce use or lose it vacation policies, where employees lose accrued vacation days if they are not used by a certain date. Some companies use overly broad NDAs that prevent employees from discussing any aspects of their employment, making it difficult to address workplace issues or share experiences. While some companies embraced remote work during the COVID-19 pandemic, others have maintained strict no work from home policies. This inflexibility is out of touch with the changing nature of work and is quite regressive. So much time is wasted in the commute every day, and most cities have really bad traffic. To survive this situation, employees look for apartments close to office premises. But the rents near the offices are mostly high, which most cannot afford. Some employers implement excessive surveillance and monitoring of their employees, including monitoring their internet usage and even tracking their physical location. Then there are companies that lack transparency in their promotion and compensation policies. So what should one do? Jobs are a source of livelihood for millions of people and are essential to the economy. People have responsibilities and they cannot just quit. One thing that one can do is just work on a side hustle and grow it slowly. And then one day, when it's financially viable, you can quit your corporate job. But that requires a lot of effort, and not everyone can do it or wants to do it. So it is important that the companies work towards improving their culture. In general, European working culture has been better compared to American and Asian working cultures, with a lot of emphasis on work-life balance. Shorter working hours, generous vacation time, and a focus on leisure and family life are common. In many European countries, employment protection laws are relatively strong, which provides employees with a sense of job security. Strong social safety nets, including universal healthcare and generous welfare programs, contribute to a sense of security among employees. But all is not bad in the corporate world. Some companies have started taking employee satisfaction seriously and have taken steps towards improving employee well-being and cultivating healthy work culture. For example, Netflix and HubSpot have adopted unlimited vacation policies, allowing employees to take as much time off as they need. The catch is that it can sometimes be challenging for employees to determine how much time is appropriate, and it may result in people actually taking less vacation time. Daimler, a German automobile manufacturer, introduced a no email policy during vacations. While employees are encouraged not to send or respond to emails while on vacation, they have an option to set their emails to auto-delete during that time. Many organizations, including Microsoft and Salesforce, have adopted flexible work arrangements, allowing employees to choose their work hours or work remotely. Several companies have improved their parental leave policies to support working parents. For example, Goldman Sachs gives 6 months off as paternity leave, and the maternity leave is almost a year long. Companies like Google and Apple have invested in mental health and well-being programs, providing employees with resources and support for managing stress, mental health challenges, and work-life balance. Many companies have implemented diversity and inclusion programs to promote a more diverse and equitable workspace. Some companies like Google and Zappos offer dedicated nap rooms or napping pods for employees to recharge during the workday. Some employers like Fidelity and PwC provide assistance to employees in paying off their student loans, helping to alleviate a common financial burden. Wellness initiatives such as on-site fitness centers or wellness incentives aim to improve employees' physical health and encourage a healthier lifestyle. Expensify, a financial software company, has an unlimited expense account policy. Employees can expense almost anything from a simple coffee to extravagant vacations, as long as they are willing to justify their expenses in a creative and humorous way. Amazon and Airbnb are known for their pet-friendly policies, allowing employees to bring their dogs to work. Zappos offers new employees a cash incentive to quit during their first few weeks. The idea is to ensure that employees are genuinely interested in working for the company. Starbucks offers tuition assistant programs to help employees further their education and career development. All these are welcome steps in the right direction, encouraging open and transparent communication between employees and management, and an environment of respect can create a more inclusive and collaborative work environment. Focus should shift from working higher number of hours to being more productive. Some companies have started experimenting with the idea of a 4-day work week. So there are pros and cons of working in the corporate, and companies have slowly started taking employee well-being seriously. But there is still a long way to go. That brings us to the end of the video. Alive and Curious is a new channel and would love to have your support. So if you like what I say and do, please like, share and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. See you in the next one.